Hello there, my name is Sunil Yadav. In this lecture, I'm going to talk about coroutines and how we can use coroutines in Kotlin. Okay, so last lecture I discussed about what is multi-threading and how we can use thread. And so let's discuss about what is coroutine and why is uh, library we are using in Kotlin. So Kotlin as a language provides only minimum low-level APIs in its standard library. So coroutines comes with standard libraries. They have minimum APIs and they have written one more library independently to enable various other libraries to utilize coroutines. Unlike many other languages with similar capabilities, async and await, not a keywords in Kotlin are not even part of the standard library. Like might be you have seen async and await in JavaScript. So moreover, Kotlin concept of suspending function provide a safer and less error prone abstraction for synchronizations operations that future and promises operation than future and promises. So Kotlin coroutines is a rich library for coroutines developed by JetBrains. It contains number of high-level coroutines enable primitives that is guide covers including launch, async, and other functions basically. So I will talk about all those things, but yeah, let's go with the basic concept. What is the coroutines and why we can use it and how it's important. So if you can see here, I have prepared one PPT here. So what I'm going to say is coroutines basically threads, because threads right are resource intensive. So coroutines also will become a thread, part of thread, but coroutines are lightweight threads basically and uses the thread pools. Simplify async code like callback and synchronization. So it might be you have used promised, callback, async, right, in JavaScript. So similar, it simplifies, right, like a primitive way. You can write a code simple syntax, can pause and resume it at any time, and number of threads basically. So coroutine basic concept basically we have in coroutine like scope, context, suspending function, jobs, default, dispatcher, error handling. So what is scope? Scope basically creates and run coroutines and provide life cycle event. So within scope we can need to create a coroutines basically, and that life cycle event happening in within scope. The scope provides a context in which the coroutines run. So basically scope itself provides the context where coroutines are run. Suspending function that can be run in a coroutines can be suspended. Jobs are handled on a coroutine. So I will explain more about it on coming lectures and with example. So deferred a future result of a coroutines. Dispatcher manage which thread the coroutines run on, and error handling how we can do. So this is simple hello world example. If you see right here, I am saying this is my main function and we are going to run blocking. So this is coroutine scope is going to start from here and is going to end here. So this is main coroutines scope, and we are launching a new coroutines and continue under this coroutine scope basically. So if you want to launch a coroutine, we should have part of one coroutine scope, and we are delaying here is like 100 like millisecond, like one second basically, and printing hello world. So let's see here. So same example I have used in this library, and so launch is a coroutine builder. So if we can see here is more explanation here in the official document. A coroutine is an instance of a suspendable computation. It is conceptually similar to a thread in the sense that takes a block of code to run and that works concurrently with the rest of code. However, coroutine is not bound to any particular thread because they are not bound to any particular thread. It may suspend its execution in one thread and resume in another one. Coroutines can be thought of lightweight thread, but there is a number of important difference that make their real life uses very differently from thread. So we can see here we have here run blocking. So this is our coroutine scope. Here we have launch. So this is like a coroutines builder. So launch is a coroutine builder. It launches a new coroutines concurrently with the rest of the code, which continue the work independently. That's why hello has been printed first, because we are launching the coroutine. So here I have prepared the same example how we can run it. So basically if you want to create a project, so go to here new project, right? Create here new project, right? Click here in the new project and choose Gradle as a project and select Kotlin DSL build project. Java library we don't need, we need Kotlin JVM, so you can select this one. And if you go to next, give the project name and just finish. It will give you just the same format template whatever I am able to see here. And what we need to do here once is project creation done. If you go to build.gradle.kts, you will see here this is automatically implementation standard library added. We need to add this dependency basically to our build.gradle like .kts file. Like I'm using Kotlin coroutine score 1.5.0. so once you add it and do Gradle build, you will automatically see all the library automatically attached here. So this is the library basically coroutines. We can see here, right, all the libraries we have here. Okay, so we can create hello world and like try to run it, so it's going to be run. So here we are just creating the coroutine scope, then launching the coroutine builder. We can see, right, first printing is the hello because this is coroutine scope here, right? And now it's coming a new coroutines we are creating here, so delaying for 1 second, right? So now first is printing hello world, hello, then after is printing world actually. So here is explain, right? So we have coroutines builder. This launches a new coroutines concurrently with the rest of the code which continue to work independently. That's why hello has been printed first. We have suspending function. This is delay, like the way we have in thread.slip in Java, right? But they are blocking, like here is a special suspending function. It suspend the coroutine for a specific time, and suspending a coroutine does not block the underlying thread but allows other coroutines to run and use the underlying thread for their code. So here we are not blocking actually. This is suspending function. If you go to command control B, so control B or command B, okay, command B. So we can say this is suspending function. Here is they added a suspend keyword here. So we are not blocking this thread. Basically we are suspending the thread, and after the time when this timeout is done, finished, then we are printing the calling the the coroutines here again, and we are printing the hello world actually. If you remove or forget run blocking in this code, so if you why this run blocking is also coroutine builder that bridges the non-coroutines world of regular main function and scored with the coroutine inside run blocking curly braces. So this is the highlighted by IDs. This coroutine scope hence right after the run blocking open current curly braces. If you remove or forget run blocking in this, you will get an error and launch call, since launch is a declared only in coroutine scope. And I will cover all the next like all the details, like how what is structure concurrency and how we can use. So I will cover in coming session what is scope, like and what is context, suspending functions, how we can use it. So from this lecture, that's it. The basic I wanted to explain you what is coroutine and how we can run the hello world program. So thank you so much for your time. Please subscribe my channel and share your feedback.